Matthew Owens has joined us. The Oracle is here to answer our next question as well, and I'll get into it straight away because last Sunday afternoon at Michigan International Speedway, it was announced that Stellantis would be returning to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series with the Ram brand. Now, in 2010, Ram became a separate brand from Dodge, and during their previous stint in NASCAR 13 years ago, they fielded Dodge Ram trucks. In 2004 2005, Bobby Hamilton and Ted Musgrave won the Truck Series titles in Ram trucks, respectively, with 3 manufacturers' titles as well in 2001, 2003, and 2004. Now, Ram exited the Truck Series after the 2013 season, and now they're prepared to be on track for the 2026 season opener at Daytona. Tim Kunis, as well, a CEO of Ram, said that he would ideally like to see at least 4 trucks on the grid next February at Daytona, with 1 or more teams fielding those entries. With the Ram brand committing to the Truck Series, it left some people wondering if Stellantis' Dodge brand could appear again in the Cup Series in the future. We last saw the Dodge Charger at NASCAR's highest level in 2012, when they went out on top with Brad Keselowski and Team Penske winning the championship. Kunkis as well added that the intentions are not to put together a one-hit wonder program and go to trucks, but not under the Cup Series. Now, while that wasn't an official confirmation of bringing the Dodge back to the Cup Series, it seems like they're on a path to eventually getting there, for the courtesy of Ram. Hello, Oracle. How are you? You doing good?
I'm doing well.
Excellent.
Thank you for having me on.
Pleasure as always.
I did not say that in Spanish. I'm sorry.
What's with the devil beard? That's a new look. You've gone for a bit of a trim, my friend. You look quite good. We'll get to you in a minute. Just sitting there as the mayor of Indianapolis. So, Matt, we'll start with you. Are you looking forward to Ram returning to the Truck Series and the possibility of Dodge getting back into the Cup Series as well?
I mean, it's always great to have more manufacturer input, especially one coming back as such as Ram. It's going to be interesting to see how many trucks they do end up fielding. 4 seems low. 6 to 7 would be better, but of course it's going to take time to put the whole program together from here on out. But at least they've gone fairly early. What will be in the middle of June, so they've got plenty of time. This is the sort of the most secret in the NASCAR world for the last few months. We knew this was coming at some point. The unveiling of it was, to my eyes, a bit shoddy, but perhaps we'll come back to that later. But they're back, they're here, and that's the good thing. And the old high tide raises all ships is good because the other manufacturers want more competition. So Toyota and Chevrolet and Ford are going to be much behind this coming back as well because they all want to beat each other. So yeah, very excited to see what they can do. Obviously much water's gone under the bridge on terms of drivers, teams and personnel and etc. But very excited to see them back. And as you said, Josh, perhaps this opens the door for them to come back in a more of the Cup / Xfinity side of things in the future as well.
Yeah, I can't imagine that they would go through all of this to not kick the tires on getting back in the Cup and Xfinity Series in, 27, 28, somewhere down the line. It is exciting, though. Like Matt said, it's always exciting to bring new OEMs in. As Matt rightly said, too, the other 3 want this. It's not like they're closing the door and gatekeeping. Michigan is a Chevrolet track, Chevrolet Corvette pace car and all of that this past weekend. And Dodge wanted to make the announcement at Michigan for obvious reasons. And Chevrolet said, yes, how can we help? So it is exciting. Very exciting. So we'll see how this comes along. But word on the street is that Dodge could be coming back into the Cup Series here soon. Perhaps even another OEM. I know everybody points at Honda when that comes up, but the point is, and why fans should be intrigued with this, whether it's Dodge, whether it's Honda, or whether it's other OEMs coming in, is that it does make the series more competitive. It elevates teams up the pecking order in a manufacturer ladder. We've seen this in 2001 when Dodge came back into the Cup Series. The Felix Sabates team that Chip Ganassi bought into for that 2001 season they were not a contender in 2000 or for many years before that, going through drivers like Robbie Gordon and Sterling Marlin and so on. Dodge comes in, that team goes to Dodge in 2001, and they have great success. Sterling Marlin, a contender all season long. The Ray Evernham team that came in. Bill Elliott won the pole for the Daytona 500. He won a race in 01. Marlin, as I said, won a couple of races. Then in 2002, Ward Burton wins the Daytona 500. Marlin contends for the championship. Elliott wins the Brickyard 400. So bringing new OEMs in is great for teams that are further down the pecking order, at whether it be Chevrolet or Ford. Not so much Toyota, because Toyota really has a pecking order of 2 for the most part. Well, 3. So if you look at like a Front Row Motorsports, a team like that, and say in a few years, do they go to Dodge or Honda or wherever, all of a sudden maybe they become the top team on their pecking order and become an elite team. So this is very exciting news. I know NASCAR fans have gotten a little annoyed by hearing an OEM is coming, an OEM is coming. It feels like we've been hearing that for five years or so, but it feels like we're starting to get the path of that is coming along nicely.
It's looking good though, isn't it? The more the merrier in the Cup Series. That's what we need. Although, don't go changing the rules about circuits to disadvantage one over the other. That's something that we all learned last season.
Yeah, Dodge was at the forefront of all of that at the 2002 Daytona 500. They thought they were disadvantaged, and Ford thought they were disadvantaged, and they got all kinds of different modifications of the spoiler. And then guess what happens at the end of the 2002 Daytona 500? A Dodge wins.
That was, go watch that one actually if you haven't already. That was part of the research that I think you actually suggested to me when I was getting into the Cup Series, if I'm correct.